This album is basically the story of me processing everything that happened and singing to her, which she loved.
But you're still alive after I ride to the hospital. Look in your eyes and I tell you I'm sorry. I should have been home. I fucked it up.
Yeah, timing-wise was great, and also your intention was like...
We like it. Let's go from here.
Was really nice.
Give me a sec.
Tässä se metos tästä varten.
Do you need some time?
Yeah.
Alright.
We close everything.
So basically, in the first week of her passing, I was pretty paralyzed. I couldn't do a single thing. I couldn't even write songs. Like, I thought about it, but it just didn't I couldn't even talk, because I didn't even want to think about it or talk about it. And then after we had the service, which was a week later, and then it became the only thing that I was capable of doing was writing songs, because it was either that or talk about her. And you know, I had already spent all week talking to everybody about her, and they listen and they listen and they listen, and then it's just like you get to that point where you feel like you're kind of a burden, because all you want to do is talk about, you know, what happened and how great she was and how unfair it is, and everyone's nice and willing to listen, but you know, you feel bad making everybody talk to you about that every second, bumming them out because you're bummed out. So really the only other thing I could do is just write songs, and I've always loved writing songs. Alona was the biggest fan of my music.
If there's anyone in heaven, you're in heaven. I hope you're smiling so big your eyes closed like you do. I hope you're laughing like you laughed on our last phone call. Baby, they're saying such nice things in the news. And your mom gave me...
Why Matera? So we came to Matera because Claudio, my producer, lives here. He grew up here.
So the way that I played it in my demo was... So when the drums come in, I change one chord.
Yeah, I mean, perfect.
My name is Claudio Tristano, and I'm the producer of this record. Chord change right there. Yeah, a little bit, you know, you gotta change things up a little bit.
I met him on a site called Sound Better, and he helped me with a song that I made a year ago called Today Downtown. Basically, I played him a demo, me playing the guitar and singing, and he was able to really just bring the entire song to life with amazing guitars and all types of other instruments. And he was somebody that I had worked with a couple different producers, a couple different musicians, but it felt like he could read my mind. Like what I gave him was just like so scratchy, and what he gave me back a couple days later was everything that I thought it could be in my mind and more. And I was like, this guy's amazing. And then when I started writing this album, when he said he was down and I sent him the demos for this album, I just couldn't not work with him, because I didn't want to take a chance, and I knew that he would make it amazing.
Me l'immagino un po' più. I want the listener to like really feel what's going on with the music, with the lyrics. This is not like some pop everyday type of record. This is something like a lot deeper.
Sick.
It's like a cowboy song.
Yeah, I kind of like. This is my favorite thing that I've heard yet, actually. So that's why I don't want to fuck with the BPM too much.
No, già confermando ci arriviamo, verifichiamo. Ma è inutile mettere
I think this town has something like spiritual to it. Especially during this time of the year, you can find some kind of peace and quiet, which is like so hard to find in the world right now.
Getting nervous.
There's a power in this city, and I like that power. That energy that comes from the stones and from being a very ancient town.
You can just take a walk in the old town and feel something like ancient coming up from the stones. So it's something that is there, and I don't think you can find it like in any other place in the world. So it surely helps with connecting with yourself.
The city's absolutely beautiful. It looks fake. I mean, every time I look at it, I feel like I'm looking at a green screen. It's probably gonna look like we're set up in front of a green screen, but it's probably the most beautiful city I've ever seen.
I would like to go there. I would like to be with you again. I would like to fall in love.
Part of the uniqueness of Matera is that it's really, really raw, and like everything is kept exactly the way it was like hundreds of years ago. This rawness that we see, it's present in this production.
I want to create a sound as dark as possible without leaving out the bright tone. Because there is a bright tone in this album. There is a dark tone, but there is a bright tone. Is darkness and is sadness, but is also redemption.
I would like to go there. I would like to be with you again. I would like to fall in love all over. Then I would hug your head against my shoulder. And I swear I won't waste a fucking second. This time I swear I'm gonna do it right. Where are you now?
Where did you and Alona meet?
We met on Hinge, and then we had our first date at Sunken Meadow. I was in a period where I was like going through some health stuff and totally sober, so didn't want to drink. And you know, I was kind of like worried. She's gonna be like, "Oh, let's go grab a drink or something," and she was like, "I don't drink." And then I was like, "Cool, let's go for a walk at Sunken Meadow." She's like, "I go for a walk at Sunken Meadow every day." I was like, "Me too." And so we met, I think the next day.
You were running late?
Yeah. So basically, we were supposed to meet at whatever time, like 6 or 6:50, whatever time it was. And I don't know. I often run late to things, and she's the complete opposite of that. She's extremely punctual. So I was running late, so I just texted her like, hey, I'll be 15 minutes late or something like that. And she said, that's fine, I'm already here. Because she was 15 minutes early. She said, I'm already here, sitting on a bench in a green tank top. And yeah, when I walked up to her, she's just a really cute girl sitting there in a green tank top, reading some book. And I went up and got her attention. You know, immediately she was kind of roasting me for being late. And then we just walked, basically.
Do you remember what book she was reading?
No.
I'll ask her what she's reading, but don't listen to what she says. I'll be caught up in that look in her eye. I think she's blushing, and then I'll get her name wrong, but it's not a common name. She'll say her next boyfriend better start learning Russian. And then she'll talk about her brother, how he's stationed in Kuwait. Should be home before next summer, and she's counting down the days. She'll talk about her mother and how strict she is. She better not get home too late.
So she has 3 jobs. She works all the time. She has 2 brothers. They all have insane work ethic. I didn't meet him until almost a year into dating Alona because he was over in Kuwait. I guess I would say her mom's pretty strict. You know, Alona still has a curfew. Her mom never didn't know where she was. Yeah, she always wanted me to learn how to dance, and I always wanted to learn how to dance too, but it's not easy.
Allora, su questa qua proviamo un po' più piano, diciamo, a suonare un po'.
I remember like specifically driving home from our first date. I was like, I don't know, you know that feeling when like you really, really like somebody and you're just like, oh shit, like you just feel a complete loss of power because you're just like, God damn it, I'm falling in love with this girl. That's like.
And I go home and think, holy shit, it's happening. I'm falling in love. Try to fight it and fail. And overthink what I'll text her tomorrow. And when I get to heaven, I'll be looking for a girl in a green tank top, reading a novel on a bench. She'll ask me why I'm late, and then we'll walk and laugh for hours till the sun goes down. We can do it all again. I wanna fall in love again. God, let us fall in love again. Yeah, when I get to heaven, I'll be looking for a girl in a green tank top, reading a novel on a bench. She'll ask me why I'm late, and then we'll walk and laugh for hours till the sun goes down. We can do it all again. I wanna fall in love again. God, let us fall in love again.
Just say make this and then end.
Yeah, that was good.
Good.
And
We shouldn't have to make this.
I don't know if I held it, but
She woke up. She always texts me when she wakes up and just says good morning. And I knew she was going for the run with her brothers. That was, like I said, she was really excited about that, talking about that. Told me her grandma was there. Babushka is what she calls her. They're Russian. Basically, they're running in a line. Alona was up front. Her 2 brothers behind her. And basically, Alona was extremely safe and careful. So much more than me, like so risk averse, wouldn't, do anything like risky at all. On her running route, there's one stretch of road where there's not that much of a shoulder, even though there's still plenty of room to run and somebody driving. It shouldn't be an issue, but it is a little bit narrower than the rest of her trail, the rest of her route that has sidewalk, and some driver basically, while she was running, drove and hit into them. She was in the front, which means the driver didn't correct course. That was the third person that the driver hit. And so the driver was clearly veering and continued to veer. And, you know, luckily her two brothers survived, got very hurt, but she did not.
Senti che c'è, posso fare una puttanata?
Alona wanted to get married and have kids. Not immediately with me, but like that was what she wanted. And that was her dream, really. Like her dream was to just have an awesome family. That was all she really wanted. And we would talk about getting married, and we would plan, you know, should always talk about our kids are not going to do this, or they're going to do this, or we're going to make sure we do this. And it was really cute. And, you know, my role was the guy who was always like, settle down, slow it down. But that was just because I was scared. And upon hearing that she died, one of my first thoughts was, I wish that she got to have kids, because that was what she wanted more than anything.
She should be a mother, she should be a wife, she should be a dancer, busy day and night. She should be a sister and a daughter and a friend. When everybody's sleeping, I stay up and I pretend like I gave her a ring and I kiss her after work. I should be the father of the daughter she deserved. She should've gotten home, like happy in a bed. We shouldn't have to make this make sense.
This is the last day in the studio.
No.
Kept it together this whole
We
time.
got a lot done. We got a fuck ton done. But this is, in my opinion, the first or second most important song. I don't tell everyone, just have patience. If I break down, just please wait.
But I don't say goodbye.
Do you need some time?
Yeah.
Alright.
We close everything.
It's kind of like a little bit more weight is off me, but still it's just fucked. But listen, I appreciate you though, I will say. Truly.
Of course.
You're like,
Give me a hug.
alright, I'm gonna go for just a brief walk.
Yeah, take some fresh air.
Fresh air, and definitely my hope is that by coming here, focusing all the energy into this, all these songs were written. For the first week that she died, I couldn't even write songs, so I could do 0 things. Then after that, I was able to do 1 thing, and that was write songs about her. And all these songs were written over the course of the next 3 weeks. They were all done by the time it was a month that she died, I think. And I've had them, and I've been, you know, practicing playing them, whatever, but focusing it all here, and also just the overwhelming like gratitude and support from fucking Angelo and Claudio and Max and everybody, and you, quite frankly, it makes me even more emotional. Just like, yeah, like I could feel everybody feeling what I'm feeling. I think it's good to present the full range of human experience, and whatever, maybe nobody even watches this or gives a fuck. I don't, that's not really the point, it never was. It's more just about like me doing what I need to do to be as real as I can be to myself and to Alona, and then hopefully other people resonate.
You make references to religion throughout the album.
Yeah.
Are you religious?
I'm not religious, no, and I want to be. And it was something that I didn't have a problem calling myself agnostic. Like my whole life, it's just like, I don't know, I don't claim to know, I don't particularly care, or that was kind of my position until this happened. And then I call the album Someday Somewhere because there's nothing I want to believe more than that I will see her again. And if that's gonna happen, it'll happen in the afterlife. And I think I open the album and that song with the line, if there's anyone in heaven, you're in heaven. Because on one hand, it's like, of course, it's like, you're an amazing person. If there's anyone in heaven, you're absolutely there. But then more than that is the if there's anyone in heaven, because I'm not convinced that there is, and I really hope there is. And I really hope that I can convince myself of that, because it must be nice to believe that. This album is basically the story of me processing everything that happened and singing to her, which she loved.
But I don't say goodbye. Can't say goodbye.